It says here we should work in teams. Who wants to be my spotter?
I don't think you should be doing too much gambling tonight, Alan.
Gambling? Who said anything about gambling? It's not gambling when you know you're going to win. Counting cards is a foolproof system.
It's also illegal.
It's not illegal. It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, too.
Yeah, maybe after 9/11, where everybody got so sensitive. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Either way, you gotta be super smart to count cards, buddy, okay?
Oh, really?
It's not easy.
Okay, well, maybe we should tell that to Rain Man, because he practically bankrupted a casino, and he was a retard.
What?
He was a retard.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rhythm Section Podcast. That's Jeff.
That's Derrick.
Thank you for joining us. We are happy to be here. As we record this, it's Memorial Day, so thank you to all of you that have served for us. We do appreciate. I know this is a week late, but as we record this, is Memorial Day, so thank you to all of you out there, all of our veterans. We absolutely appreciate you. So yeah, this podcast is here to spotlight our wonderful music community, and we are brought to you by SRP Studios, and we're also on social media, right, Jeff?
We are. Facebook, YouTube, Pandora, Stitcher, Apple, and something else.
Facebook is at the Rhythm Section Pod. We are 6 p.m. Central on Facebook and YouTube. Early mornings on the audio platforms. You're going to see clips of this episode throughout the week. Click that link tree if you want in the description for everything else. And then if you want to support us by throwing $1 in that tip jar on a monthly basis, please click the Patreon link for more information. And we have merch. You can find our shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and tumblers at Boba Cream, 131 West Commerce Street, Hernando, Mississippi.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeff? How you feeling?
Man, I'm way better. I'm just glad to be out of the house at this point.
For anyone that doesn't know, you got the COVID.
Yeah, I had the Rona for a little while.
The Rona.
And I'm still not 100% as far as my voice and everything, as I'm sure you can tell, but I'm negative, and that's all that matters. I'm out of the house.
I still don't appreciate you, like, legitimately just spitting on my face. I didn't appreciate that.
That didn't happen, by the way. But yeah, I'm much better. Paxlovid.
And who turned you on to that?
Davey Smith was the one that, unfortunately, we had to postpone his interview. It was supposed to happen this weekend.
Sorry, Dave.
Couldn't do it because of me being ill. And as soon as I texted him and told him I had tested positive, he said, "Man, when you talk to your doctor, request Paxlovid." Well, I did.
Yeah.
And it was in about 12 hours, I felt like a new man.
The day that you voice messaged me, you sounded like hell.
Yeah.
The next day, it was such a difference.
Yeah.
But we wanted to wait until you at least tested negative and just give it a day. So that's why we're recording on a Monday.
Yep.
So it threw our normal Sunday off. But today's guests are some old friends of mine, Chip Eddleman and Chip Doty from Mudflap King. Anxious to talk more about them.
And Chip Knox.
Well, Chip Knox is Chip Eddleman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. We'll get to all that. But I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to write that down. They were my first gig when I moved out here in 2011.
Right.
And they were my first job.
Right.
So we get into all that. But
it was a fun interview. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah. So we got a lot to get into. I want to do some pre-promotion here. So watch party. As you are watching this on published day, it is 1 week from tonight. It is on the 12th. It is at Sidecar Memphis from 7 to 9. And the featured guest is going to be Lance McDaniels.
Yeah, and it's actually 2 weeks from tonight.
From published day.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. Never mind, he's right.
All right, here we go.
Great Scott!
Yeah, I have a good excuse. I've been ill.
Shut up, eh?
All right, got it.
Okay, so so please come check that out. Sorry. come on by. It was a great time. We had a great time last time. So
Yes, we did.
Come on out and check out Lance McDaniel's episode.
Yes.
We also want to talk about some of these interviews that are coming up. They haven't been recorded yet. Things can change. These are not in any particular order, but these are some of the awesome names we have coming up to come to the studio. We got Rocco Walls, the bass player from Fever Tree. We got Matt Montgomery and David Cowell from Supernova.
Yeah.
Kevin and Bethany Page.
Oh, yeah.
Keith Douglas from Tora Tora.
Tora.
And Cheryl Lane from Thump Daddy and Cheryl Lane and The Drive and all that's good stuff. So we can't wait to have all of those people here in this studio. So,
yes.
I want to move at some point to the new band, Lost 45s. But Jeff, I'll let you cover some things that you wanted to talk about first.
I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of things. First of all, you've heard me talk about Sydney Irving in the past. She has a new song coming out called I Don't Want to Fight You. As a matter of fact, I think as we record this, I think it's coming out tomorrow. So as you are watching this, it will have been out a few days before. Also,
are you sure you get the dates right on that?
I do not know that, but I'm just going to, throw it out there. Davey Smith, he plays on with a group called the Justice Brothers with Wendy Moten, and they have a new song out called The Way It Is. Please check that out. We love Davey and can't wait to get you in here, brother. Sorry we had to postpone you. And that's really the main two things I wanted to talk about.
Awesome. So, yeah, it was such a bummer we couldn't talk to them. I can't wait.
And I'm sorry I didn't make the Lost 45 show for a good reason, but tell us all about it and let us know what you did there.
So Sean Few started pushing this out and put out this awesome logo. Alex, if you could throw that logo up, I think it's just an amazing logo.
Yeah. And
he had talked to us about it early on. We had to sign an NDA, so we didn't talk about it. No, just kidding. And it's Lost 45s, and what it means is, some of the classics from the 80s that you don't hear anymore.
Right.
At all.
Right. And maybe didn't hear a whole lot back then either.
Deeper cuts. And so it was, as we record this on May 29th, it was last night at Lafayette's. The band consists of Sean Few, Scott Sudbury, Seth Kirkendall, David Haynes, and Jacob Turner. I mean,
heavyweights.
Super group, right?
Yeah.
And they sounded amazing. I really enjoyed it. I didn't know about 90% of the material, which was fine, though, because you can still sit back and appreciate the musicality of this music, their musicianship, and the singing.
It's always,
you know what I'm saying? It's
top notch.
It is. And as a off mic or before the show, I was telling you how it's a cool dynamic too, because now you're mixing. We all know these players and all the bands they play in, but now it's a different mix when you add David Haynes and Jacob Turner to, formerly known as / 6 Feet Thunder,
right?
Almost Famous,
right?
With Scott Sudbury. So you get to hear Jacob harmonize and hit his, next level high notes along with the other three, with Seth, Seth and Sean and Scott. And then I don't know if David sings. I've never seen a mic in front of his face, but if he can't sing, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. You and I, right here. I get it. So it was an awesome time. They brought it, man, and they joked about it. And obviously, it was the first show after one rehearsal.
Yeah.
And these guys are pros.
Sure.
They show up and they knocked it out. And if they did mess up, they all laughed.
Yeah.
Because they know the circumstance.
First show can always have those things happen, and you don't take it too seriously. You just have fun and move on. But
it was great. So
Sean Few taught me that, by the way. Don't take it too seriously. He's heard me behind him before yelling and cursing while the show is going on because I'm making all kinds of screw ups back there, and he just kind of gives me the side eye and laughs and smiles and puts me at ease and kept on trucking.
Yeah,
so.
And he's got a great point. So I need to be reminded of that as well. So special shout outs. So there was a lot of people at the show last night, but I do have some special shout outs. I got to meet Seth Kirkendall's parents.
Very cool.
Connie and I'm such an idiot. When I put the notes, I put Connie and Kirkendall. So
and I don't know his name.
I wish I had like the Jeopardy theme because I'm and I hope he's laughing because the reason why, I know they're, big fans of the show. Steve.
There we go.
Connie and Steve.
It only took a second to get
Kirkendall.
it. Good job.
So after getting to know Seth, he was like, man, my parents live up in Missouri and they don't miss an episode.
That's awesome.
So I'm walking through the floor and just, going to my table, and he flagged me down. He meaning Steve, introduced himself, and then I met Connie, and they were nice people. It was so great to meet you. Finally, sorry I botched your name for months, but it was great meeting you all. So that was awesome. And then our good friends Tamara and Trip Turner, parents of Jacob Turner. They go to every one of his shows. I don't think they miss a show. And without me knowing it, Sean announced that they were celebrating their 29th wedding anniversary.
Very cool.
So show up some pictures, throw up a couple pictures. You'll see one of just them two. And then you'll see one with me with them. And the funny part is the picture that you see before picture number one is just them two. But I was trying to photobomb them. And they noticed that and they laughed. So then come on. And then they took one with me.
Okay.
So that's why those two exist. And I don't even think I knew about the anniversary when those pictures happened. So,
okay.
So great time. Go check them out again. I'm not comfortable promoting the next date because I'm not sure what it is. So, but I know they have another one coming up in Lafayette.
Yeah.
Stay tuned because it will be promoted, and you can't miss the logo as you saw in the picture. It's just the coolest. Anyone that's not watching, it's a perfect representation of
that
the
era.
80s MTV.
Yep, it is.
With the L is yellow and same kind of font
vibe.
It's awesome. So I want to do another special shout out, and that is Mr. Matt Montgomery.
Yeah, definitely worthy of a special shout out.
So Matt, you did something so far and beyond that I would ever expect anyone to do. And I'm going to show some pictures of this stuff too, but I want to show that I have it in hand. Matt was nice enough to make a custom bass pedal from me and Jeff sticks.
Yeah, I got sticks. I got a nice tumbler here. We got some keychains and dog tags. It was just amazing. The guy just took care of us out of the blue, for no reason, just other than to be a great human.
For anyone that does know what he does with pedals, they're high quality, and this thing is just amazing. Everything's ingrained. It is custom made. I can't wait to try it. I just got it. Jeff finally just brought it here.
Yeah, I breathed on it. I licked it a couple of times to give it the Rona.
Oh, that's so sweet. We're going to be Rona buddies. And for anyone that doesn't know, Matt Montgomery, he owns a studio called Supernova, but he's world renowned. If you really think about it, for his custom pedals, he makes pedals for every band out there.
They're all over the place.
So it's such a high honor. It's a next level honor to have him build a pedal for me, where some of the biggest heavy hitters out there, like all these bands that are playing the Monsters of Rock cruise and all this stuff, that they have their own pedals too. So thank you so much, Matt. I absolutely appreciate it, and I can't wait to blast through it. So you're giving me a reason to play too. I'm so out of the loop on playing. Now I have a toy to play with, and I've always been plugged straight into amp guy.
Right.
Right into my SVT Ampeg, straight up. But now I'm going to have a toy to play with. So
awesome.
Thank you. So let's talk about our guests.
Let's.
Chip Eddleman and Chip Doty from Mudflap King, a band that's been around for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And when I first moved out here from Nashville, my first landing spot was Horn Lake, full disclosure. And then Memphis for several years after that. And this is back when Craigslist kind of worked.
Right.
And I found a gig and I found Chip Eddleman on there and got to talking. I just moved here and just coming off of 5 years on the road in that casino band I used to be in. So I was unemployed, just moved. I was like, man, I had nothing going on. And we connected, talked, and then I met them and auditioned at Boiling Point. I don't know if anyone remembers the Boiling Point.
Yeah.
It's that restaurant. It was a restaurant that's on Church near Landers Center.
Yeah.
And it's been 18 different things since. Like that place can never stay open. But at the time, it had a really cool stage. And so I just jump on stage. I played Brick House. And I think, I can't remember. But it went well. Got the gig.
Cool.
And played with them for about a year. And did a lot of Mulligans, Trinity, and 64 and everything. So, and like I said, maybe it was only like for 8-9 months I played with them. Then I moved on to a different gig. But ever since then, we've always remained good friends, and we'll go 2 years without seeing each other, talking to each other, and then randomly they'll need a bass player. Hey, you want to come in and have fun and jam? Yes. Yeah. You know, so the most recent one was St. Patty's Day. Yeah. We played at Mulligan 64, which was just a madhouse on Mulligan's and very smoky.
Yeah.
And so good times. Now, we got to address something.
Yeah.
So
it was a great interview, by the way. I really enjoyed talking to these guys.
Yeah.
And for a moment, we thought we might lose this interview and have to redo it, and we did not want to do that. So
the reason is because, and I'm not picking on Jeff here, because this could have happened to either one of us.
No, he's picking on me. He gets his shot because I pick on him plenty.
My camera was off for the whole interview. So, and it was that moment that you always dread. So we finish, and then I look at my camera, and like right now as it's recording, there's a big red dot right up top. Let me check yours. Yeah, everything's red. All the red dots are on.
It's all on.
So I look up, and there's no red dot. And I'm like, oh no. Did the SD card max out? What happened? Yeah. Was it not fully plugged in? And what I think happened was we recorded our intro, and you went up there to turn the camera off, but it didn't.
Yeah. And
it was on for an hour.
Right.
And then when they came in for the interview and we got set up for the interview, you pushed the button that turned it off.
I think you're absolutely right.
I think that's what happened. So we were like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And the guys were super cool about it. And I'm glad that it happened on a podcast where it's like close friends of mine. So they understand, they get it. So I decided to be goofy, and we're not scrapping this.
Right.
But I have no camera. So when I start talking, it needs to move to something. So what you're fixing to see in the interview is me in a mascot suit called the Woolly Bully. I'm just showing Jeff a picture of this now.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. This will be great.
So that is legit. I worked in radio from 1995 to 2005. And did all kinds of jobs. I even moved up to management level. I was an assistant production manager making commercials towards the end. Like I worked my way up, but there was a period, paying my dues, doing lighter work in the studio, like overnight stuff, doing the shit jobs, and Woolly Bully, everybody. So that's that station doesn't even exist anymore. It's a different name, but Oldies 100.9 WYNZ. I think you can understand why this thing is called the Woolly Bully.
That could be our next T-shirt.
So every time, and I did tell Alex, our editor, thank you for doing everything you do, Alex, that he doesn't have to go to the mascot. Like if I talk, it's okay to keep the camera on the guys or you. It's okay. So
go to the mascot.
But so that's why I was gonna just not say anything and let people figure it out. But I didn't want to superly distract from the episode. It's already going to be distracting enough.
Yeah.
But now I wanted to give everybody context.
Well, now everybody has something to pick on me about when you see me out and about. Make sure that you can even call me Woolly Bully if you want to. That can be my nickname for a week or two.
So we have fun here, guys.
Yep.
So another thing I forgot to mention is Chip Eddleman is also really breaking into the original scene, the artist scene. And he's an artist now known as Chip Knox.
Yep. And
Knox, because I know him, it makes sense. He's a huge Tennessee Volunteers fan. Knoxville. He bleeds orange.
Sure.
To the point where St. Patty's night, we played at 64, was also March Madness, and Memphis was playing that night.
Yeah.
And while we're playing, we're paying attention to the TV because we're going to stop playing because it's a close game. So we want to stop, crank up the TVs and watch the final seconds. And sure enough, it was right to the last minute, last second. and I forget the team they were playing, but buzzer.
Yep.
Boop. Sinks it in. And then Chip turns around and says, what's the name of the
Rocky Top?
Rocky Top.
Yeah. Okay.
Cues us up. Rocky Top starts playing it. And we just jump into Rocky Top and piss everybody off in that room. It was fun. It was a good time. So anyways, yeah, that's the show, y'all. I can't wait to, push these guys out. They've been good friends of mine for a long time. Also, we do talk about Chip Doty. He's got a side project, and I hope if a lot of people don't know these gentlemen, I hope you learned something new.
I didn't. This meeting them here in the studio was my first time to meet them, and great guys,
fun,
great personalities, and I will get to a Mudflap King show. It's happening.
Good time. So once again, Facebook at the Rhythm Section Pod. You'll find our show 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook. Click that link tree for all those locations. Patreon, if you want to help support, click that Patreon link for more information. Shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and tumblers. And I forgot to mention stickers at Boba Cream, 131 West Commerce Street in Hernando. So let's get going, Jeff.
Let's do it.
Thanks, everyone, for hanging out, and hope you enjoy my friends, Chip and Chip.
We'll see you at a show soon.
All right, Jeff, man, I've been waiting for this one.
Yep.
This has been awesome. My good friends, Chip Doty and Chip Eddleman of Mudflap King are here today. Everybody, let's go.
Thank you.
Sorry. Give you some hack sound right out of the gate.
We have never heard that.
So by now in our intro, that's we didn't hear yet. I've given context about, how you and I go way back. The three of us go way back. So, Jeff, just sit back.
Yeah, I was just going to bring a cardboard cutout of myself today and stick it in the chair.
If you're not watching, Jeff has a recliner right now that he brought in for this one. But, man, it's so great to have you guys here.
Man, thank you for having us.
It is so awesome. It's funny how our paths cross every few years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we follow each other on Facebook, but then randomly out of nowhere, hey, can you play with us?
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. It's been a few years. And
set list changed.
Big time. I had to learn a lot of country, my friend. I was like, man, what happened to the old brick house?
Yeah, right.
So then now we get this podcast, and it was like, we got to get the guys in here, So this is so much fun to have you guys here.
We're excited.
We've been looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. So, well, great. You guys are coming in from Arlington. I appreciate the drive. So Mudflap King has been around for 20 plus years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Chip started playing together probably 20 years ago. Over 20 years.
2002, something like that. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. We had a mutual friend. Well, a guy I used to play with, he worked with Chip's aunt. And that's how we got hooked up.
So that's how you met?
Yeah.
You guys met?
Yeah, I was actually supposed to come and see the other guy.
Let me get on the mic.
She knew I played guitar, and she's like, "Hey, you need to come see this guy I work with." And I went, and Chip was the guy he was playing with, and we got to talking, and like, "Hey, let's do it."
It was love at first sight, wasn't it?
He was a hell of a lot better than
Like, I like your name, man.
What's your name, Chip? Mine too.
Oh, no way. You want to start a band?
Are we best friends now?
Yeah, right.
It was, I'm going to just... I bet you didn't realize I have all these hack sounds. That's great. It's a box of gimmicks.
I love
what it is. I met Chip Eddleman. I met you on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Back when there was a dude,
anybody up for some wet work?
I searched guys with mustaches. But I had just moved from Nashville in Horn Lake, 2011, and found you guys on Craigslist. You had an ad for a bass player. Talked for a minute, and then I showed up at Boiling Point.
Oh, yeah.
That was my audition. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
I do.
You got the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did Brick House and another thing, and I just sat in and we played, and it was a lot of fun.
Dude, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I would have never.
Yeah.
I would have Who was playing bass with us?
I'm glad it was so special for you guys.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, since I just moved here, not only were you guys the first band, you were my first job. Seriously,
I'm glad we could put you through college.
I know, man. But it was so yeah. So we sat in, and I sat in, and there we were. It was fun. And,
yeah, it was good.
Pretty
Pretty
good
much
time,
right
man.
off the bat, man. Yeah.
I can't remember what was the name of your bass player before me.
Was it
Jimmy Bass?
Jimmy? That was Jimmy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That
Thank-
name sounds familiar.
Another Mississippi guy.
Jason Persico on drums.
Persico on drums, yeah.
The legendary Jason Persico.
He was a Craigslist find as well.
So, yeah.
he was fresh in town from
From Miami, I think.
Miami. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his Florida roots. So, Jeff, you'd have enjoyed watching Jason Persico. He was a character back then.
He was.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He was.
Oh,
Good,
man.
good drummer. Good drummer.
Yeah. But you always,
big personality.
Yeah. Tempos.
Yeah.
Little, you never know what you're going to get.
he liked him.
Or bar tab.
Yeah. And we're picking because we can pick on this guy.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
trust me. It's fine. We don't talk shit about everyone, but we
Sounds
do
like-
with Jason.
We need to have him in for an interview here in the near future so he can defend himself.
Have you guys seen him? Has he
Oh
popped
man,
up?
he moved back down to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we still keep in touch with some text and
but hadn't
stuff like
seen
that.
him. I don't know if he comes into town much at all anymore or not.
It's been probably 5 years since we ate dinner one night.
Yeah.
Me and Alexis and him when he was in town.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to see him again. So I just got to play with you guys again on
Yeah.
St. Patty's.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot of
It
fun.
was,
dude.
man.
That was fun. I forgot 64s got smoking, so I had a full blown code red allergy attack.
Oh, I don't doubt
during
Yeah.
it.
setup.
Yeah.
It was bad.
That room
built-in-
is historically brutal.
Yeah.
Even when they quit smoking in there for a little bit, it was still,
Oh, yeah.
you can't get it out of the walls.
No, they tried it and decided no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the place will always
Yeah.
smell like a casino. Like
Yeah.
casinos
Yeah.
will always have that certain smell.
I know.
That's a
I
fact,
want to
yeah.
just hang up some of my guitars in there just to age them. Like,
Like a
get that kind of
That would
natural
work.
relic look. I mean, it
To
would.
age them.
Yeah.
Get that film
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
For sure.
The
Maybe
nicotine yellow, man.
Yeah.
Take a
And-
brand new Les Paul and hang it in there for a
hey, it
year,
makes-
and it
it
looks
make-
like a 60s model.
Right, it makes a beautiful guitar.
That's where I
man.
put my deer jerky.
Smoking. Speaking of casinos, we used to play Roadhouse a lot. Now,
Yeah.
what is that? A parking lot now?
Yeah,
What's
I don't know
going on
what.
down there?
That's
Gosh,
where
man.
gamblers go to die.
I mean, when we were playing there, that's back when they had the bull riding.
They did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was entertaining for us, if nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Sitting behind the bar watching whoever
Yeah.
out there trying to ride that bull. Sometimes.
Because no one was watching us, that's for sure. That was always such a dead gig.
Oh my
God,
gosh,
it
it was
was.
terrible. And then me and Joe Austin used to do some Sundays. We'd come in from playing out of town
Yeah.
or whatever, and literally sleep in the parking lot until our gig that night.
Oh, man.
And there's a picture of me or of the looking out in the crowd and nobody. You can't even see anybody gambling. Like it's terrible.
I know, man.
You know,
I lived the casino world for many
Good
years.
grief.
The only experience I have playing casinos was with you.
Yeah.
And the last time that you and I played a gig together down there, it was dead.
Yeah, resorts, I believe.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah,
else.
Yeah.
all of them.
Last time we played, it's probably been 5 years or so with
I can't even remember. last
Donnie
time.
Mars. And it was you.
That's right.
Oh,
we were
yeah,
called
yeah.
the Cow Tippers.
The Cow Tippers, yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie Mars
Juno
and
play?
Juno.
It was
Juno
us three,
played too,
Juno
yeah.
and Donnie. Donnie Mars. It
Forgot
was
about that.
thrown together.
How, was that how long ago was that?
God, I think it was longer.
It may have been more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before COVID. I know that much. Definitely
Oh,
before
yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
18, 19 probably.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just a 2-night deal.
I think you guys should do that again.
We had a ball.
It was
fun.
actually
fun.
a lot of fun.
We could
2
do that
nights.
again.
Yeah.
And honestly, we could do it without rehearsal. Well, we did it without rehearsal.
Yeah, we just showed up.
We never rehearsed.
And another example of came out of nowhere. Next thing I know, I'm playing with you guys again. We're catching up, and then we don't see each other again for 2 years.
Right.
You know? But it's cool. We have our lives and families.
It just kind of fit right in. Man.
Well, if you 5 guys play a gig, you will have at least one person in the audience.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Well, one of the nights. You can't guarantee both nights.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Joe Austin. You guys keep in touch with Joe. Context Joe Austin. Jeff knows Joe enough to know. We were trying to get him on here.
Yeah. Well, we had him scheduled, and he had to cancel because he had something out of town.
Yeah. So
he's still gigging a lot.
He's an awesome fiddle player, and
guitar player,
and songwriter and singer and everything. Yeah. But when I first met him, he was clean shaven. He came up and sat in with us. It's a weird memory I have, but we were playing Trinity, Mulligan's Trinity, and he was all clean shaven. He came up and sat in on Sweet Home Alabama. It's like, poor guy.
Man.
Why'd we do that to him?
Right? Yeah.
You know,
Any song.
So, but I bring up Joe because I ended up living with him. You know,
that's right. Luke's house.
At Luke's house.
That's right. Yeah.
So Luke was the sound guy for you guys for years, right?
Yeah, Luke Owens. Yeah,
and
still does it from time to time.
Yeah, the St. Patty's.
Yeah.
You know, he and I hadn't seen each other in years since I moved out of that house, but I had hit a crossroads in my life, and I had to move away from a certain house, and I needed to find a place. I actually lived in a hotel for 2 weeks. One of those like extended stays ones.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I just texted Joe throwing it out there. Like, hey man, if you know of anyone, I need a room and this and that. And he's like, dude, I can use a roommate. He was renting a 2-bedroom house from Luke.
Yeah.
It was Luke's house. So I'm like, sweet. Next thing I know, I'm living with Joe Austin, the messiest fucking person on earth.
I was waiting on you to say something about that. Yeah. Oh, Sloppy Joe, man. Love that guy. But
so
he's going to be pissed.
And I know there's so much inside stuff here, but this is one of those episodes where we're just reminiscing and catching up. So we apologize to anyone that, especially you, Chef. Jeff's just sitting there. I'm good. And then about 6 months later, he ended up moving back to Pontotoc, and then I took over the house, which was cool. But over the years, Joe's been playing with you. He played with you a lot there for a while. I was basically like a new member. Right?
Yeah, him and Matt came in.
Yeah.
Matt Carter, our bass player.
Yeah,
and they there was a package deal. They had a band that had recently, I guess, split up or whatever, and man, we were grateful to have both of them. Matt's a great bass player, and great. Joe was an awesome asset as far as backup vocals, lead vocals,
guitar,
the fiddle.
Yeah.
I mean, he
excellent
freaking kills
player.
It. And it really opens up your playbook when you have something like that. As far as
try to do it.
There we go.
Stick it in your mouth.
He won't eat it.
But Joe was awesome, and me and him wrote a bunch of songs together. Matter of fact, the current single I have,
it's
he
Give a Dang.
Yeah,
he co-wrote that with you. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, which that song is highlighted by now. If you're watching this full episode on published day, there's going to be a clip coming up this week of your single, which we can get into more here.
Yeah, I didn't mean to jump. I was just saying, as a songwriter, Joe's
just a self-promoter. You want to network with the big leagues. You got to watch your self-promotion, man.
Do you mind scooting over?
Frustrating.
Let me get on the shot here. Is this better? Perfect. Further. Perfect. Right there.
That mustache takes up all the
does.
space.
That's why I wore these glasses so I don't get poked in the eye.
It's almost like one of those big Texas foam hats. But it's a mustache.
So you're a fireman. Is that why you have like the best fireman mustache on planet?
So I started growing it. We always do a thing called the Mustache Bash, and it raises money for cancer and stuff like that. Plus, it just gives people something to talk about. So I already started growing it on September the 11th.
Because it's like a contest, right?
Yeah. Which I am like a 2 or 3 time champion.
Yeah.
So
The reigning champion.
He's a three-peat.
I mean, yeah. And he's kind of got it groomed. Like, he can get that thing going like wide.
my wife
style,
maybe
man.
shave it, tame it down a little bit.
I've been growing this for a year and a half, so I don't get much facial hair. It takes me a minute.
Which is such a big mustache for a little guy. And so weird.
I've gotten kind of used to like seeing it now, but man, when he would just grow it just for that deal, and it's just the funniest thing. Like,
it's like a
I
hair
wouldn't see him
smile.
for a couple weeks, and then it's like, man, do they even let you near school? It's like, it would trip me. And I'm getting so
Do you
much.
have fuzzy dice hanging from your rearview mirror?
And my kids are like, I swear that's my dad. Like he's cool. He's good. Like he's
He's like walking with his kids, and like people are like, man, do we like call for help? Or
It's like a Lego figurine that drives a truck. Sorry. Oh, that's good stuff. But yeah, man, you're a fucking firefighter, man. So how long have you been?
just started my 9th year.
Wow, man. And all in Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, back early 2000s, I was at Arlington
Oh, okay.
for a little bit, but
What?
and got out of it altogether. I had to go back to EMT school. I don't know
Yeah,
what
like
you're asking.
what? I think I've asked this before, but what made you go in that direction?
So, me and a buddy of mine, Bubba, had a landscape company, and I just always felt like there was something more.
It was called Delta.
Lawn and landscaping, yeah. Which
Right.
he still has all that.
Oh, okay.
So one night I was laying in bed and I was like, and I think either Alexis was pregnant or we had just had Levi, and I was like, God, you got to show me something, man. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Dude, the next morning, and I was 36 or 37 at that time. And so the next morning, man, I'm getting ready to go to work and watching the news, putting my shoes on. And on the news, it's like, hey, Memphis Fire Department is hiring. And they've upped the age requirement to 40. It was 35.
that was a deciding factor.
And I'm like,
You got to jump in.
yeah.
so I was like, that's it. That's it.
You took that as the sign.
And
Yeah.
so
Oddly
like-
enough, that's the same way I got involved with this podcast.
Oh.
God, you got to show me something. And he
He appeared.
calls.
It's called purgatory.
My wife said, "What the hell are you thinking?" It's Derrick, babe. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was that. That's it, man. Like,
Yeah, and then that's.
so I called my wife.
Yeah.
I knew once I finally knew that she was up and getting going. I said, "Hey, you're not gonna believe this. I'm going back to EMT school and I'm getting hired on the fire department." And she was like, "What?" Because we'd been together, well, since she was 19,
Yeah.
a long time, and she didn't know anything about fire stuff at all because I'd never talked about anything. And she was like, "Yeah, I think you're crazy, but."
That just it just comes out of left field. for
Out of
her.
left field, yeah, for sure. So, and that's it, man.
So, honey, just want to let you know I'm going to be a fucking hero.
Mhm. Oh yeah, and I'm going back to school, so I'm only going to be working like 3 days a week.
Yeah. And you're stuck with the kids all week.
Yeah.
So, well, good for you,
Well,
man.
that was
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, so that was it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
You know, I remember seeing those pictures, man. I was like, look at Eddleman go.
I mean, I would rather be playing music.
because
You know,
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
because I was like, man, what happened to the degenerate that I used to hang out with?
Oh, he's still there.
He fits in perfect with
That
the fire
part's not
department.
changed.
You know how to turn it on and off.
Yeah. It's
No,
funny because
but-
I'm kind of normal compared to those guys.
But yeah, there was some partying back in the day. Like,
And it still is. I mean,
yeah.
he'll tell you, man, we still have a good time.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I talk about, not in depth, but I have quit drinking.
Mhm.
You know, I'm working on 9 years.
I remember that.
But
Oh, yeah.
my time with, the 8 months, I think it was, the time that I actually was, your bass player full time was only at 8 months. And I had not quit drinking yet. And boy, did we have fun.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
I mean, not a good thing, hence why I had to quit. But there was many mornings I woke up like, how the hell did I just get home?
Right.
Yeah.
We would tear it
Or
up,
in my
man.
house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a fun night. Yeah, I got hammered and had to crash on Doty's couch, and yeah, that was
wild.
interesting. It was an interesting next morning, feeling so hungover. But
So does Mudflap King still play regularly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not as much as we used to. Of course, him being a fireman, everything kind of revolves around that schedule, and that messes up some weekends and stuff, you know. So yeah, you know, we do still play. We get together and play when we can.
So you guys do the Chip and Chip acoustic, and then a lot of the Mudflap stuff now is 3-piece with just you two and a drummer.
A lot of it, yeah.
And then,
but we're a buddy of mine, Casey Childs. We're trying to work him in as much as we can. He's in another band, but like he's a good singer and guitar player and a bass player. So trying to work in some bass a little more.
Yeah. Thanks for the job. Thanks for the gig.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have ever said that.
Last I remember, I was the number one call on the list. But I guess it's because I can't sing. That's why I told you. It always fucks with me. I can't sing.
You should have went to St. Louis with us last week.
Yeah, we tried to get you.
This is true. But my beautiful and wonderful daughter had a choir.
Yeah, nothing comes before that. So
you know, the Hernando High School Choir. They do 2 cool festivals. One in Ole Miss, and then one called Bluff City, which is at Northwest. And it's just fun. You know, like I don't know. I'm not a baseball dad, band dad. I'm a choir dad. So I have my 2 big ones that I always look forward to. We get to go to the Ford Center at Ole Miss every year to watch the whole county, all the choirs in the county get to compete, and then they do it again in Senatobia. So the Senatobia one was when you all went to St. Louis.
Yeah, we had a good time in St. Louis, man.
I'm sure. Tell us about the gig. How did that happen? Like you guys don't travel.
Not much anymore.
No, that's the first time we've been out of
which
town
reminds me,
in a while.
I got a story I want to talk about the time we traveled.
Do we have to?
So St. Louis, how'd that roll out?
So our buddy used to be on the radio station here in town, Marty Brooks, and he's took a job in St. Louis, and he hooked us up with this club.
Cool.
And so we did a Friday and Saturday night up there, I guess.
Did a full weekend.
Yeah.
Makes it worth it.
A little rough because like tornado came through on a Friday night or Saturday night, and but we both went up a day early with our wives and stuff, and
made a little trip out of it. It was fun.
So we didn't make any money. It cost us a lot of money. But it was well worth it though.
It's a trip.
Exactly.
Right. How was the crowd? What was the venue like? Pretty good?
Dude, it's like holds 500 people.
Yeah, it's a cool venue.
So it looked really empty?
Yes.
It looked really It was really echoey.
I mean,
they're never coming back.
But it was awesome. Like it was awesome. You know, you roll in and the setup was amazing. I mean, it was a great place. And
I was really fortunate with Mackenzie's Mill. You know, when you do the club runs and the casinos, like you guys know the casinos real well in Tunica, but when you do the club runs, you know, they always have a sound guy. You know, they always have full PA, so you get to walk into those things, and you never know what you're going to get for some of them.
Right,
but it's not rolling into Mulligan 64 and unloading a trailer full of shit and setting it all up yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Don't miss those
dude.
days.
It's a 2-hour setup and a 2-hour breakdown.
Yes.
And it sucks. I mean, it's an 8-hour.
Oh yeah.
You know, to roll in something like that.
I remember. I somehow, it wasn't spoken, but I kind of became in charge of lights when I play with y'all, and you guys still have the same shitty ass stands.
You don't know that. Oh yeah, you know you played St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Hey, you know what Doty's in charge of though?
What?
His guitar.
Well, I didn't touch the lights in St. Patty's Day. I just rolled in, rolled out. Like, pay me later.
Yeah.
I didn't hang out for shit.
I couldn't blame you.
Yeah. But so we go to Mississippi. What was the name of that casino we did? You, me, the 3 of us in Persico.
Bocama.
That's it.
Bacoma.
Yeah. And they didn't even have their liquor license yet. Remember? We
right.
None of that shit. Well, so the gig was what it was. But we're coming home, and we're in, I think, your truck. I'm pointing to Doty. You two up front, and I think Persico's behind me. They're sitting next to me. And I fall asleep I'm rubbernecking, right? I'm just exhausted. All of a sudden, I hear everyone screaming while the truck is like halting at a very quick stop. I woke up like fucking screaming, man, heart attack. I thought we were running off the road.
Oh man,
fixing to rear end a truck or something. And then you guys were like, "Welcome to the family, bitch." That's when I quit.
That's great. Oh, that's right.
Y'all remember that?
I remember that. Yeah. Oh, we've done that. We've done that to so many people.
Yeah, it was like a rite of passage.
It pretty much is. Yeah. It's always the bass players that fall asleep too.
Yeah, just exhausted. I'm just tired of carrying y'all. That's why. It's fucking exhausting.
The easiest job, and you're the most tired one.
Easiest job.
All you gotta do is close your eyes and.
That's it. Bass face, you're not supposed to smile. If you do smile, you're weird as a smiling bass player.
Matt Carter's weird. Then he makes some of the funniest faces.
Yeah.
But he's awesome.
Yeah, Matt was cool. You keep in touch with Matt? Where's he?
He's playing.
Man, he a little bit. You know, of course, we tried to get him to go to St. Louis with us too. We were reaching for.
Who'd you end up pulling? Who'd you get?
We got
Mike Hart.
Mike Hart.
He plays with Cruising Heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and he was great. Yeah, he came in clutch for us, and
good.
We got together one time, kind of did a quick run through of everything, and yeah, he was solid. So.
I had to like sit down and do some real woodshedding and learn and chart some songs for y'all for St. Patty's. I thought this is going to be fun. It's been a while, but I should be able to just jump right in. And then you guys give me a song list, and I'm like, I don't listen to country, So I see all these song titles I've never heard of, don't recognize.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, damn it, I got to work. Wish I would have said no.
I don't blame you.
But, I have your show prepared. Like now I could jump in, bring my iPad, a little cheat sheet on the side. But now it's, it's in the pocket. So anytime you guys want to hire me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
No, but
we'd love to hire you.
And I had to learn a lot of the stuff that he played when I first started playing with him because I didn't listen to country at all either.
Yeah.
Back then, especially like a lot of times, first time I'd ever heard a song was when we were playing it. And I'm just kind of following him, and then eventually, like maybe months or even years later, I'd actually hear the song. I'm like, oh yeah, I was playing that way wrong.
Oh my God. Why didn't anyone tell me?
Yeah, I've been playing it wrong for years, right?
We don't play a song like the record hardly ever. Right? We don't play a song right ever.
Yeah, and knowing that, when I did have, sit and chart a bunch of stuff for you, I didn't get crazy on the charts. It was just enough for the structure. I wasn't like, chorus number 2, there's an extra bar of 2 there. I'm like, I know they're not going to play that.
We're not going to do that.
That's too hard. They're not going to do that.
We may not even be playing all the chords.
They're definitely different. Sometimes they're different chords, but I always have fun playing with y'all. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's a blast, man.
Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah. But we used to do 64 and Trinity a lot.
That was the Mulligans tour.
Yeah, the Mulligans tour. We did. I think we did Dan McGinnis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a lot of South Haven and I think it's something different now. But the one at Spotswood.
I don't think I did that one. I don't think, but I just remembered now because Minglewood Hall, because me and Jeff we just were there.
Halloween.
We watched Tour.
Halloween.
And so then years ago, you guys, we did a Halloween party there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about, you, Eddlemen brought in, I think it was like a 65-ounce bottle of Jägermeister.
Oh, maybe
had the squirt top like it was a big fucking thing of ketchup. And you just roll up and bam. Oh,
yeah.
Man,
I really should have been at that show.
And we were dressed up like...
I was a zombie. You were a zombie.
We got
that picture pops up every year.
Every year.
Every year.
You got like blood or something on your face.
It's all dried up and crusty and looks stupid. You had that cool... What were you with the goggles and the top?
Steampunk.
The steampunk.
What was Jason? I can't remember.
Drummer.
pedophile.
Just on a registry.
I was going to say, with that mustache, he should have went as a porn star.
He didn't have porn status back then. But that was I don't remember much of the show.
Yeah, I don't
though.
either.
Like seriously, that was a bad thing to have back then. And that was also, that was part of my Jaeger phase back then. Jaeger bombs.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Just choking that Red Bull down.
Yeah, that's probably the last time
that
I
was
had
a fun
Jaeger.
party. That was kind of like it was the Stonewall Halloween parties we started doing like several years before that.
Because it was my first and only, but you had done it before.
Yeah,
right?
We had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Stonewall thing has been going on for a long time, and it's actually started out at a guy's house on Stonewall, and then they just kept the name Stonewall, and it'd be different venues. It was the old 616 on Marshall Avenue.
Yeah, had it there a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Jeff knows all
Those
stops.
old clubs.
You
Yeah.
guys, Stage Stop, Rascals, these names come up constantly.
Yeah,
never played there.
we never did Stage Stop, man.
Yeah.
We never did it. I don't really know why. We just
I mean, it's probably not our thing, really, honestly.
Well, apparently
country.
back in the day, like late 80s, early 90s, it was like the hotbed for
Oh, it was.
for the metals, the hard
Right.
rock
Yeah,
scene of the
right.
day.
Yeah.
And that's why it keeps coming up
Right.
constantly. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Unfortunately, before knowing all that, I looked at Stage Stop as some ghetto place, and then I was like, well, I wonder what goes on in there. Just thinking, probably smells like an ashtray and has a pool table in it. Well,
It did.
and then it closes. So okay, whatever. And then this podcast brings in all these artists from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
that
like
place
in
is
every-
legendary. So I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I've been picking.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
It's our version of the whiskey.
Yeah.
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 And
That's
I mean, I
every-
think- yeah, I
everybody,
think some-
everybody rite of passage. Everybody played there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some deals probably got signed in that place.
Oh, no question.
So let's talk side projects. Chip Eddleman is also Chip Knox.
Mhm.
I want to get to
Alter
that
ego.
too. But also, Doty, you have a little side thing going too. So let's talk about that before we get to the rock star.
Oh yeah,
TRS.
man. I started playing with some guys towards the end of last year, and kind of friend of a friend deal. Got to talking, and he played a little bit. Actually saw him playing banjo. His name's Joey Sluter. He lives in Collierville, and we would kind of play together at parties. I'd bring a guitar, he'd bring a banjo guitar and stuff, and then he's like, I got a couple guys I'll play with in the garage. We call it Garage Mahal, and doing that kind of on a weekly thing. And I just kind of started going out there and playing with those guys and
Cheating on me.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it just a lot different than what we play in Mudflap King. It's kind of got more bluegrass feel, rootsy stuff, old country, like really old outlaw country, Waylon, Willie, all those old guys, and just a different vibe. So it's fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, so
Park Hillbillies is the name. So
what is it?
Park Hillbillies.
Park Hillbillies or Park Hillbillies?
Park Hillbilly, 3 words. So
Okay.
he lives on Park Hill Drive in Carterville. So
Ooh, dude, you can't say that.
I didn't give the number right.
38567.
There you go.
So
But no, it's fun. Yeah.
that name reminded me of something else back when we were playing Trinity one day. The name of the band is Mudflap King. And on the board they had you as Mudflap King. Like, what the hell is a flap king?
That kind of stuck, didn't
remember
it?
that?
I rember, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I pointed it out. I was like,
Flap King.
Mud Flap King.
That's awesome.
Dude, we've been called Mud Slap,
Mud Flat.
Mud Flat.
Mud Flat King.
And like everybody always adds the S on the end.
And I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
For sure. Mud
I
Flap
do.
Kings.
Yeah.
Done that plenty of times.
Yeah.
Mud Flap Kings.
Mud Flap Kings. Flap Kings. Here, 8 o'clock sharp. I just thought that was funny as hell.
That did stick.
So, Chip Eddleman, solo career. This just kind of popped up, at least in my lexicon here, over the last year or so, right?
I might have something for you.
So, Chip Knox, everybody.
Oh, look at that.
Let's get that up to the camera.
Those are hot and steamy right off my back pocket.
That's awesome.
Chip Knox. So, Knox.
I splurged for the neoprene and double-sided print.
Sweet.
Dude, thank you, man.
Fancy.
Is of course when I first noticed this.
We keep props here. This is there's a secret to this one too. We'll explain off the air. You guys can see the possum meat
and the matching attire. Me and Jeff, the shirts we're wearing.
I see that. Yeah, I noticed that.
There too.
If you watch the May 8th episode, you'll learn all about Sweet Pear. And it's pretty damn funny.
We're actually doing our first watch party at Sidecar Memphis. If you guys want to come
cool.
out.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Monday, May 8th.
May 8th. Okay.
Yeah. So come on out. Yeah. But so
bring a guitar.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
You can't pay them, Jeff.
I know.
We don't care.
So
we didn't make any money in St. Louis.
Who gets paid?
So when I first noticed your new page and this whole new deal for you, I was like, Knox, I get that. You're a huge Volunteers fan.
Yep.
Knoxville. It was so fun when we played St. Patty's night because it was the night Memphis was playing.
Oh boy.
Oh, so I'm gonna get Chip some heat here. So it works out where in between songs it's down to like 11 seconds and it's just super tight and close. So we don't play. We're just sitting there waiting and watching. Of course, there's timeouts and left and right and we lose in dramatic fashion.
Memphis should have won that. I don't know why they didn't win.
Game over, one beat, and Eddleman calls out friggin' what?
Rocky Top.
And we just jump right in.
Oh, wow.
And I barely remember how to play it, so now I'm having to jump in. But
it was kind of one of those things like, I know I shouldn't do this.
Which made him want to do
it. Chip Doty is a huge Memphis Tigers fan. We go back and forth.
I do not like the Vols.
He does not like to
you have to play the song.
I don't know why he even played it.
I was shell shocked, like probably everybody else in there,
because it was a shitty way to lose.
Oh man!
And there was stuff thrown on stage,
it was last second bucket by the other team.
Dude, we're playing that song and like out of the corner of my eye, I see like ice or something is flying by, and I'm like,
at our stage?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize people were throwing shit at us. More than eyes closed.
More than usual, yeah.
So I just looked, more than usual. So I just looked. I blamed it on you. I mean,
who's the new guy? Yeah. So tell us, about how that all came to be. What made you finally realize that you wanted to kind of be a solo artist?
So that's how I actually started out back in the, I guess, early 90s when I was about 17. I was on an independent label.
Really?
And so I had some songs over in Germany, Europe, and so they had actually changed my name to Chip Eddie.
Chip Eddie.
Which is so stupid sounding.
Chip Eddie.
Chip Eddie.
It sounds Italian.
right.
You want some Chip Eddie with that?
So,
Chip Eddie Flap King.
So it never, nothing really ever.
Yeah.
It was an independent label, and back then if you weren't on a major label, that was kind of the driving stuff.
But damn, I never knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then, we played together, but then I just kind of quit writing and stuff. And then here I am now, 46, and really started the solo thing again at like 45 or whatever. Just started writing a bunch of songs, like kind of, I don't know how you get your second wind or whatever it's called, a rebirth or whatever.
Sure.
But
midlife crisis?
Possibly. So it was either write songs or a Corvette, right?
Yeah. Alexis was like, neither, please.
Yeah, neither. Yeah, because your songs suck.
Yeah, so you got two songs out there, Give a Dang and Driver.
Yep. And so I'll be in the studio next week.
Oh, cool.
Recording 3 or 4.
Where do you record?
It's a little studio in Holly Springs.
Okay.
Randy Mayer is a producer on
in Holly Springs.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little, you wouldn't even know it was there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, so Driver. Driver was a song about a line of duty death for the Memphis Fire Department. He was responding to a call and got hit. The ladder truck did, and the driver, David Pleasant, passed away. And so I went home that next morning and just it just flew out of me.
Mm.
It was like I wasn't even writing that song. And then Give a Dang was written with Joe Austin.
I was going to ask if he was on the violin for that.
He is not. So one of Cody Johnson's guys, fiddle player and guitar player, is actually playing guitar and fiddle on that.
Awesome.
That's cool.
That sounds really good.
Yep.
Yeah. I would imagine
Joey Bartula.
being a fireman is so unique, aside from the danger and what you do, but the fact that you live with your coworkers, literally.
You do. Yeah,
You know?
24 hours at a time.
Yeah. So that relationship must get really strong.
It does. It's like family. You know, me and my lieutenant really close. So I drive, and so lieutenant and driver kind of go hand in hand, like as far as closeness, and you know, he generally the driver kind of handles the guys. You know, kind of a buffer between.
Right.
You know.
So you're a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
Supposed to be. So how, like, what's the stretch like when you're on a shift? You live there for 3 days straight?
No, our shifts are 24 hours. So it's 1 day on, 1 day off.
Okay.
1 day on, 1 day off.
So pretty
1
much
day on, 4 days off.
Oh, so they give you a good little break.
Yeah. So I got off Saturday morning, and I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I go back Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every other night you're crashing at the
Just about, yeah.
Where are you stationed
Summer
now?
and National, Station 17.
Summer and National?
Yeah, basically Highland and Sam Cooper.
Okay.
Right there, that area.
Oh, yeah.
Like on the way down
Yeah.
to the zoo.
Yeah, that's relatively speaking really close to Luke's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we make runs.
Take it down to Park.
Yep.
Take Highland to Park.
Yeah.
Not far.
We actually make runs
Sherwood
right by his house.
Forest. So, right next to Orange Mound.
Oh, dude, you're right close to that. Yeah.
The mound.
Orange Mound.
So you lived there. Joe lived there. I think Matt even lived
Matt
there.
lived there, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Joe wrote a lot of songs there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a great little house. I enjoyed it. You know?
It was like the halfway house for all the band members.
Yeah. You know, at the time I had a decent job. You know, the couple of years I hated the job. It was at Pfizer. You know, I just was miserable working in a warehouse, but
Yeah.
they had good insurance but also 401k.
Yeah.
You know, I had some money saved up and stored away. So when Joe said he was moving out, I was like, oh, man, I don't have any furniture. Everything I owned was just in my room, just a bed, you know? And I was like, can I buy everything off of you? And I stroke him $1,000 check.
Did you want Joe used it?
I gave him $1,000 and I got all the furniture, the dining room table, all the plates, all the cups.
Oh man!
He just walked out and left.
Did you have to?
And I had a fully furnished house for $1,000. There you go. It was awesome. You know, but I had to tap into this stupid 401k to make that happen.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. You know, it was good times. You know, but so what anything got, you know, new coming up? Or, you know, I know you said you were going to the studio, but
Yeah.
as far as Mudflap Kings.
I mean, we're still playing.
Kings.
Mudflap Kings. Still playing. You know, we got some gigs coming up.
Yeah, we got a
Okay,
couple.
well,
of
we,
those.
we need to get to one of those.
Yes.
Derrick and I made
Derrick just needs to play one of these.
Yeah, man.
We get out
Told
and
you
go
to call
see.
me. You already found another guy though. So.
We go see all these bands now because we have the podcast and we want material to talk about and we want to just meet as many musicians as we can.
Yeah.
So we need to come to one of your Mudflap King shows.
Which one's Mud and which one's Flap King?
I'll be the Flap King.
Mud and the Flap Kings.
So I don't know if y'all have heard of a guy named Sundance Head. He was on the Voice, I think. Voice or American Idol, something. Anyway,
No.
I got to open up for him at Lafayette's.
Oh, cool.
Chip Knox did.
Right.
Yeah, not him. Chip Knox.
Which one of you opened up for?
Now, who's here right now?
There's actually 3 Chips in the band, so it gets really, really confusing.
Somebody, yeah. In St. Louis, the bar owner was like, y'all are third Chips. Or, I don't know.
Chips cubed.
Who's the third?
Triple Chip.
Triple chip.
Triple chip.
Trip
There
chip.
you go.
So my dog's name is Knox.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, dear
that's-
God.
Yeah, so I was laying on the floor, and I don't know, me and my wife were talking, and had been kicking around like the solo stuff. Should I just go with Chip E, Eddleman? Eddleman just isn't conducive.
Is that why he was Chip Eddie?
They shortened it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie.
So anyway, I was just laying there, and she said, "Chip Knox," and I was like, "Hey,
She was calling both dogs.
She was calling the two dogs in the floor. We both looked up.
Squirrel. Oh, we gotta play it. This is what y'all did. And I ruined it.
You screwed that
up. God, this is what I need.
Shut up, man.
You guys want to hear all our hack sounds? Yeah, we're gonna have fun.
All at once. Yeah, let's do
so this is when things are really, really stressful.
That's pretty
and then
bad.
We got, podcasting, there's this timeline thing. Like right now, we're talking about current events, but by the time someone watches this interview, it's a month old, 2 months old, whatever. So we got
Great Scott!
From Back to the Future. If we flake out when Jeff, kisses ass to a guest.
Shut up, man.
Yeah,
he has not done that yet.
Just a cool thing from Friday. So these are resident sounds. Thanks for letting us play.
Absolutely.
What's it going to sound like with all of these?
Holy crap. I think our audience just tuned out.
Well, man, this has been fun, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
This has been so cool to catch up. We could do 5 episodes and not fully catch up. But I just want you guys to know, though, like, man, I love you guys, always have. I'm always excited when our paths cross.
Yeah.
If it goes 2 years, it's always like it's been a day.
Absolutely.
It's really cool. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you, man.
We love you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad they do.
Bring a tear to a glass eye.
I'm glad they do. Well, before we say bye, Jeff, let's.
Oh God, I got to go to work.
Yeah, it's time to work.
Okay,
chump. But so again, Mondays, 6 p.m. Central, Facebook, YouTube is when our full video goes out, and every Monday morning on Apple, Spotify, and all the other major platforms.
Yep. And don't forget, the second Monday of every month, we are going to be having our watch party at Sidecar Memphis. Mm-hmm. Please come out and check that out.
Yeah.
And you can catch us on Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, Apple, all those great places.
And we have merch, y'all, and retail space. So we got shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and tumblers at Boba Cream down here on 131 West Carmer Street down here in Hernando.
I've never used Boba Cream. Does it work?
Not for what you think.
I mean to mess that up.
That is awesome. I love it. It works really good.
Yeah.
But
cleared it up.
Well, awesome. Chip Eddleman, Chip Doty. I love you guys. Thanks for coming down here. We'll do this again.
Yeah, man. Love you, bro.
Love you, dude.
Thanks for having us.